Hey, good evening, everybody. Happy Black Friday. This is Julie Husbands of Kingdom Citizens Network and Authentic Her founder. Listen, it is Authentic Her Friday Live. I am here live with you this evening because I made mention that we were going to be in the comments earlier this week. I made mention that Authentic Her was going to be every other Friday now due to some scheduling conflicts on Fridays, unfortunately. That's why you didn't see me a few times. But I am here and I am moving forward with the every other Friday. And so, again, this is Authentic Her Friday Live. My name is Julie Husbands of Kingdom Citizens Network. And Authentic Her is an arm of my business, Kingdom Citizens Network, where we bring clarity, identity, and wholeness always for singles in ministry, singles in business, um, and singles, period. So tonight, I want to talk to you all about inner rollovers. On Sunday, we had our Authentic Her community Zoom on at what is that 5:30 p.m. on Sunday, and we talked about rollovers in business instead of into something new because it's January 1, 2026. We talked about positioning ourselves now for 2026. But if we have rollovers, we needed to be handling those things. Rollovers are things that you didn't get to do this year that are incomplete. They are incomplete. And before starting something new, you would finish those things and then prepare to do the things that you have on your list or that God has shared with you that He wants you to do for 2026. So that's what we talked about. So tonight we're going to talk about inner rollovers. What are those? Inner rollovers are those behaviors, those feelings, those emotions that we're still dealing with. And so that when we cross over into 2026, we want to be able to be at a place where we could say that we started our journey of healing, we started our journey of wholeness, and not jumping into new relationships unless we have the aptitude or the fortitude to do so. So let's jump into it. Um, Again, we are talking about inner rollovers. What you don't heal, you will carry. What you don't heal, you will carry. Inner rollovers are unresolved emotional and spiritual injuries that quietly transfer into relationships, leadership, decision making, business confidence, obedience, trust, and consistency. Okay. They don't disappear. They don't disappear with time. They resurface with pressure. Okay. I'll say that again. They don't disappear with time. They resurface with pressure. So that means that when you're under pressure in your dating relationships, if you're feeling some pressure or there's some things that are indicating that you need to shift, but you don't feel like you don't want to, these things that we mentioned, these inner rollovers that we mentioned will show up. Hi everybody. I can't see you guys, so if you're tuning in, please let me know. Say hi to me and let me know where you're tuning in from. Thank you so much. So tonight we're talking about rollovers, inner rollovers for that singles carry. So the major inner rollovers singles carry, these are the ones you that I named previously, and they hit because they're true. Unhealed heartbreak. that makes women emotionally guarded. Broken trust creates suspicion instead of discernment. Rejection wounds causes overproving, people pleasing, or withdrawal. Fear of abandonment. That's a big one. Fear of abandonment causes overproving. Hi, Tiandra, good to see you. Causes overproving, people pleasing, or withdrawal. Excuse me. Rejection wounds causes overproving, people pleasing, or withdrawal. Fear of abandonment, tolerating dysfunction just to avoid being alone. What? Tolerating dysfunction just to avoid being alone. That's major. These are inner rollovers, things that we carry, issues that we carry in our soul, unaddressed issues of the soul. Bitterness toward the opposite sex. This blocks healthy connection. Bitterness towards the opposite sex. This blocks healthy connection. Trauma bonds. Confusing intensity with intimacy. So just because someone experienced the same trauma as you, it doesn't mean that you're supposed to be in relationship. Okay? Disappointment with God. This leads to quietly resisting hope and surrender. Y'all, let me tell you, disappointment with God, that's a major thing. Why? Because at the end of the day, all God wants for us as his daughters is for us to be free, to walk in our freedom, the freedom that Jesus died for, stretched wide for, had his back open for. That's what he wants. He wants us to walk in freedom. He wants us to walk in wholeness. And when we do those things, we show up differently in the world. We show up differently on our jobs. We show up differently, I dare say it, in relationships, whether they're dating relationships or friendships. So being disappointed with God quietly causes people to resist hope and surrender. There's always hope in God. If you are still here, Tiandra, put that in the comments. There is always hope in God. Do not give up hope ever. Do not give up hope ever. If the relationship isn't working, if the relationship no longer serves you, don't give up hope, because if they walk away from you or they no longer serve you, that is saying that God has something better. And look, if they walk away, that means that they weren't there for real, for real. They just was there to get what they wanted. Okay? And leave you broken. But somebody say, but God, there is always hope. Yes, Michelle, there is always hope. Good to see you. Hesitation and delay in obedience. This is another inner rollover, especially when it's time to leave what no longer serves you. Listen. And if Erica Durant was on here, she would probably be cracking up because I say listen all the time. But listen, because I'm getting ready to say something. When it's time for them to go, let them go. When it is time for them to go, let them go. Because holding on to someone that no longer brings quality, no longer cares about your heart, no longer cares about being in the relationship or building with you, let them go. Set them free. Set them free so you can be free. Set them free so you can be free. What's that mean? It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. Even though being in the relationship with that person no longer serves you, it's going to hurt when they leave. But at the end of the day, they need to go so that you can heal. They need to go so that God can touch the wound. Because if you're feeling it, there's going to be a wound. So we want to be able to give God, we want to be able to surrender ourselves, surrender that place that is wounded to the Father so that healing can begin. Okay? Here's another truth. If you don't finish healing what hurt you, you will rehearse it in a new relationship, a new business space if you have a business, and new seasons. My mentor says all the time, everywhere you go, there you are. So if you are unhealed in your soul, in your mind, if you are unhealed, wherever you go, that's going to show up. Okay? I'll say it again. If you don't finish healing what hurts you, you will rehearse it in a new relationship, a new business space, and new seasons. Okay? There's always hope, you guys. Always remember that. There's always hope. Don't give up on your healing. Don't give up on your healing. Don't give up on God. Don't give up on God. Don't give up on yourself. Don't do it. The next thing is fear. We're talking about the inner stuff that sits in the soul, the unaddressed stuff that we keep pushing to the side. What are we talking about here? We're talking about working on not taking these things over into these emotions that are sitting in the soul, these unaddressed issues that are sitting in the soul. We're talking about and working on not taking those things over into 2026. We want to be in a better position spiritually, mentally. Another issue is fear. Another inner rollover is fear. It delays launches. It delays movement. It causes hesitation. And fear is designed to lie. It causes us to lie to ourselves. Oh, we're not afraid. Yes, we're afraid. We get fearful sometimes. It happens. But we're not called to stay there. We're not called to stay there, right? The next one is trauma. It distorts authority. It distorts authority. It causes us to think that we no longer can walk in authority. It causes us to think that we will never be healed from this traumatic thing that occurred to us. It's all a lie. It's all a lie. Fear lies, and trauma is not here to stay. Thus, the reason why we have to work on ourselves. We have to work on our healing. The same zeal, I will say this, the same zeal, the same faith, the same consistency, the same diligence, the same effort that we put into businesses, that we put into friendships, the same thing, those same things are required for healing. Rejection Rejection is another thing. It makes you over-explain your worth. It causes you to over-explain your worth. Disappointment. Disappointment drains your vision. It drains you. So just because something didn't go, the relationship didn't go the way that you wanted it to, the thing that you decided to start or begin didn't work out the way you wanted to, begin again. Take a breath, or as some people say, take a beat and begin again. There's nothing wrong with starting over. There's nothing wrong with attending to the thing that caused the disappointment. Because for everything that happens, there's a cause. There's a root cause. And we have to be honest with ourselves and say, you know what? I went right when I should have went left. It's okay to admit the truth to yourself. Because once you start being honest, with yourself, once you start recognizing where you have landed, you can make a decision to own that. And then you can also, which would lead to you making a decision to be whole, to be free. We do not have to hold on to inner stuff. Holding on to inner emotions, fear and trauma and rejection and disappointment. It's not good for the body. It's not good for the body. Just like a lot of sugar isn't good for the body, holding on to unaddressed issues is not good for the body. It's definitely not good for the mind. Emotional fatigue. Emotional fatigue kills consistency. So when you're desiring to build a relationship with someone, when you're desiring to build a business, you can't build something when your soul is cluttered. Your soul is cluttered. Your mind is cluttered. You can't really hear the Lord. And I'm talking about believers. I'm talking about believers here. Okay? Because the world does what the world does, and they do it how they do it. But God has a standard. And he has called us to better. And he has called us to more. No matter what it looks like, no matter what it sounds like, he still has the word, his word still says what he says is true. Okay? So listen, I didn't come to stay long tonight. I didn't come to stay long tonight. I just wanted to, put a couple of things here out tonight for you to think about. For you to think about the things that you might be carrying, the emotions that you might be carrying, the fear, the discouragement, the disappointment. It's not about crossing over into 2026 and everything is perfect, because we're imperfect people serving a perfect God, right? It's about how can I say it? It's about addressing what needs to be healed. And it's about addressing those things that are the spaces and places on the inside of us that are unhealed, that we carried all this year. And because they were unhealed and untouched and unaddressed, here we are almost at the end of 2024. And we're about to cross over again with those same things, AKA rollovers. Right? But if we start now, or if you have started in the last 90 days, or even if you have started last week, continue to work on those areas that you know need work. Continue to work on those areas. And listen, you are not alone. Surrender those areas. Surrender those areas to the Lord. He will meet you right where you are. I promise you. Surrender those areas to the Lord and watch how he heals. Watch how he moves. It's not about the person that left you. It's not about the family member. It's not about any of that. It's about you and God. Surrender those areas that are unaddressed to the Lord. Give them to him and let him touch the wounds. Healing is a process. It's not overnight. There are areas in our lives that we keep pushing away, keep pushing to the back, pushing to the side. But they're going to keep showing up until we do what we're supposed to do. Ask me how I know. For instance, I'm going to give an example. There was a time that I would not do a video, come and do a video here live. If you paid me, I wouldn't do it. And you know why I didn't want to do it? It was because, one, I was afraid. Number two, I used to tell these lies to myself. Who's going to watch and who's going to listen and who's going to take the information and use it? I didn't want to be seen. And that was due to trauma that I had experienced. Right? But when you make a decision to be healed, and you start to do the work day by day with the help of the Holy Ghost. Because I promise y'all, we are not alone in this thing. It might feel like it, but we're not. I'll stress that again. We are not alone. And on the onset, when I started this live, I said, there is hope in God. There is hope. There is hope. There is hope, sisters. And listen, even with God as our help, even with him as our helper, I'm here. This is what I do. I help singles shift. I help women shift in their single season. Because everyone that is single, every woman that is single is not going to get married. I'm sorry that might cause somebody to grasp their invisible pearls, but I'm here to tell you that please accept that. I'm not saying that you're not going to get married. I don't know. I'm not the Lord. Only he knows. But I want you all to understand that, and I guess this is for somebody because this is nowhere close in my notes. Okay? God knows who's called to marriage. God knows who is going to walk that out. I want to say this to you. If you are not one of the ones, ladies, my sisters, to get married in the time that you are in the earth, I want to tell you it's okay. If you're struggling with that, ask the Lord to help you. Ask the Lord to help you, just like you ask him, you pray and you ask him to help you find a job, to help you find a house, to help you find the right car, etc., etc. Ask him to help you to walk out your single season being okay if you are not one of the ones that won't get married. I'm one of the ones that's okay. If it happens, great. I'll rejoice and be happy. If it doesn't, I'm still okay. Because the work that we're called to do isn't just about building with someone or building with a partner, aka a husband. There's a lot of work that God has placed on the inside of us. He's put a capacity in us. He's put an anointing on us to fulfill a certain assignment while we're here in the earth. Sometimes that's with a husband, sometimes it's without one. So you have to be okay if you're not one of the ones that will be married. Your life isn't going to fall apart if you're not married. You're not going to die if you're not married. But if your only focus is marriage, you have then crossed over into making that thing an idol. That was for somebody. It's not in my notes. Live, sisters, live. Live in your single season. Let him handle the inner rollovers. Let him handle those. Let him help you with the fear. Let him help you with the anxiety. Let him help you with the disappointment and discouragement and all the other things that only you and him know. Let him help you. Ask him for his help. Don't just sit. Ask him. He is well able to do. There's nothing too hard for him. I promise you. I promise you, there's nothing too hard for him. Okay? So I want to leave you all with this. And then I'm going to go. You can't position your goals. You can't position new goals with old wounds. You cannot position new goals with old wounds. You can't pray in a new year while protecting old pain. You can't, I'll say it again, you cannot position new goals with old wounds. You cannot pray in a new year while protecting old pain. Positioning yourself to be healed, to walk out your healing, to surrender those things to the Lord. It requires emotional honesty with yourself, number one. It also requires spiritual surrender, as I mentioned earlier. You must be surrendered. It's a decision. You must be surrendered. Relational clarity. You cannot expect to step into a new relationship with someone and you are unhealed, because the old things that you have taken into those unaddressed issues that you have taken into the new relationship, they're going to pop up. They're going to pop up. Behavioral change, that has to happen. How you interact with a man via conversation. Are you going to say everything that's on your mind, or you're going to take a breath before you say certain things? So you have to be able to be comfortable with being obedient to the Lord. You have to be okay with that, because obedience is required. It's a requirement. Obeying God is a requirement. And we all know that, right? But at the end of the day, He's looking at that heart. He's looking at that heart. Do you want him, or do you just want him when you want something? When you want to get married, when you want to be engaged, when you want this, when you want that? We have to want him more than we want his hand. And him is God. So listen, I hope this has helped somebody on tonight. Okay. I will be back. I believe that will be the 7th or 8th of December. Because we are now, tonight begins every other Friday. Authentic Her Friday is now every other Friday. Okay. I hope you have a takeaway tonight. I hope that something, resonated with you, something that you're all, even the one thing that you might be already working on. Continue to work on it. Continue to work on it until healing comes. Don't let go. Don't give up. God is with you. You can do it. You are well able to do. This is about wholeness. This is about transformation. And when you are transformed, when you are healed, when you are walking in a whole place, and we are not, let me repeat, we are not talking about perfection. We are talking about progression here, growing and becoming in your single season, growing and becoming in your single season. Love you too, Michelle. Okay? Don't give up. Don't let go. Don't let go of God. There is hope. So listen, let me know in the comments, even, those who might watch on the replay. Let me know what resonated with you the most. I really want to know. I really want to know. And also, if you could do me a favor, go on over to YouTube at Julie Husbands 3223, at Julie Husbands 3223. That is my handle over there, my channel over there on YouTube, and subscribe. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for me. I really, really would appreciate it. And again, I said that I was going to keep, making mention of the book Dating with a Twist, which I wrote with one of my friends, Pastor Vera Robinson. It is on Amazon, $15. $15 is the cost of that. It's called Dating with a Twist. Again, I wrote that after about 6 years of talking about it. I wrote that book with one of my friends, Vera Robinson. It is on Amazon, and it's called Dating with a Twist. And the twist is not quite what you think, but it's really just about relationships from two perspectives, a dating perspective and a married perspective. My entire testimony of how I allowed myself to be in a situationship is in that book. Okay. So again, it's called Dating with a Twist. Go on over to Amazon and purchase that book. It's Amazon.com. $15 is the cost, and they will ship it out to you. Okay. If you have any questions or concerns, you can DM me, inbox me, you can inbox me, or you can reach me at Jewels, JEWELS, Authenticher at gmail.com. Jewels, JEWELS, Authenticher at gmail.com. Thank you so much for tuning in, those of you who tuned in. And thank you so much for everyone who will watch the replay. I really do appreciate you. Have a good night. And I hope you had an awesome Thanksgiving. Continue to enjoy your weekend. Peace and love to everybody. Thank you. Good night.